morning.
Good morning.
It is 10:30 p.m.
It's morning somewhere.
In my brain?
If we've learned anything about the Women's World Cup, it's that the time is irrelevant.
Everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Everything's made up and the points don't matter. It is match day 1 for the US Women's National Team, and they just beat Vietnam.
They win!
Hooray!
We win!
Hooray!
Good work, team.
3-0.
3-0.
Could have been more. Could have been less.
Not the blowout we thought it would be.
No, but to be fair, the team.
To be fair,
the team didn't really have much of a blowout since January when they played New Zealand.
Yeah, I mean it's been a minute, but have they played a team as new to this level as Vietnam in a while? I don't know. Anyway, I thought the score was gonna be higher. It was not. That's okay.
Yeah,
I'm not really that worried.
They scored goals, and I think that's the important part.
Yeah. 3 of them. 3 of them?
3 of them.
3 of them.
Could have been 4.
Could have been a lot more. There were a few chances that should have gone in. There were penalties that did not go in. What's happening with the penalties?
I don't know. I am not astounded by the number of penalties. I shouldn't be surprised, because I feel like penalties happen, but every game has had one, and they haven't really been great.
Most of them have not resulted in a goal. That's weird.
You would think that Christine Sinclair or Alex Morgan stepping to the spot would easy money.
Bo doesn't like that sound.
I'm sorry.
You would think that, yeah. I don't know if I think that about Alex Morgan.
Really?
I don't really think of her as a penalty taker.
Really?
Not as my go-to. Like, she would be in my 5 for a shootout. Thank you, Bo.
Doesn't she take them for San Diego?
She might. It's just still, like, long term. We've been watching her play for a long time. She's not who I think of when the U.S. has a penalty.
Well, I mean, that's the troubles of having Megan Rapinoe on the bench, is she can't necessarily be there to step up to the spot and make it happen.
Yeah, but this is one of those spots where I'm like, surely there's someone. Like this whole time up to this point, right? You have often had Megan Rapinoe and Alex Morgan on the field together, and Alex Morgan is not your number 1 pick. You pick Rapinoe.
Yeah.
So, by now, shouldn't there be someone who's better than Alex Morgan? There should be. There should be.
You would think that there would be some sort of plan of succession.
Yeah, I mean, I think they have one per tournament, but yeah, like, I think some players are penalty takers and some aren't. And Alex Morgan isn't like an overt penalty taker for me.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
What makes an overt penalty taker?
They like taking penalties and they score them often. It's a weird personality trait, because every once in a while, like, you get a goalie who's a penalty taker, and those are fun. You people are silly if you're one of those.
Alyssa Nair, step up to the spot and do what your country needs you to do, which is score penalties.
I would trust her to do it. I would.
Looking ahead to the next game, we have the Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
The Dutch.
The Dutch.
Orange.
Bit of a different tempo.
Yeah.
Bit of a different pace.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very different than what we saw today, and I don't know if the U.S. will be able to play the style they played today against the Netherlands.
What would you call the style that they played today?
Boring. It was boring. I think it's a thing that gets better with time.
Sure.
But there is just a step off of runs, people not being able to know where someone's going to be, and so read ahead of it, and it's kind of boring. They were just kind of playing through channels to kind of let the wings drive in, or we're playing balls over the top, and that's kind of it. And the Dutch, I don't know that much about the Dutch defense, if I'm being honest, but long-term Dutch style of play
Sure.
is gonna prevent that, or is at least gonna clash with that. You can't play like a nice tempo game when like the U.S. isn't working the ball around, or at least they weren't tonight.
Yeah, the starting 11 was the first time that all 11 of those players had been on the pitch at the same time. I mean, is that the kind of tactic you would want to go into a World Cup group game?
I learned from Midge Purse that apparently that wouldn't technically be a tactic on the 91st. But anyway, it's not maybe a choice I would make. Would I expect that I can put any 11 of these players on
Sure.
the pitch together and they make a very, very good team? Yes. Would I have let them play together before this time? Yeah. Also, yes. I think there is a lot to be said, and it is maybe that extra difference maker for a team this mature to be able to read each other and know who's going to be where. And honestly, they might have time to build it in this group stage. They have an easy group.
That seemed to be lacking a bit. That I can play the ball here, and I know that she'll be there.
Oh, it was gone. It did not exist, and it was a bummer. But it gets better with time. So I'm not that worried.
The optimism is hopeful, and I wish to adopt it for myself.
It's new for me, and I haven't felt this way before. I'm just gonna go with it. We don't know where it's coming from.
You got it. So just follow the light hope that you feel in your soul, and
take your Lexapro. That's the other one, I think. That's the other lesson of this World Cup.
Speaking of happy pills,
yes.
When Rose Lavelle came onto the pitch, just try to describe that feeling for you.
Relief.
Yeah,
I think is the best word to describe it. I don't know. It's good to see her play again. We haven't really seen that.
Proof of life.
Yeah, and again, like, we didn't know and we weren't gonna know, and I'm not really one to speculate, but she looked good, and it was nice to see, and it was a bit reassuring of like, okay, it's there.
Yeah, hit the woodwork on what would have been a beautiful goal.
Nice.
She had a nice flying header that went over the net. She's back.
Rose is looking good.
Rose is back.
Rose is here.
Rose's turn.
I'm happy.
I had a dream. Sophia Smith coming on strong for the
brace?
The Utes.
Bubble braid.
Brace. Bubble brace. 2 goals.
That's what a brace means. Yes.
Yeah. And an assist. Just having her hand in.
She's
in
just
everything.
very involved, which is kind of what that offense seemingly was set up to do, was to set her and Trinity up for goals, and it worked in that sense. It took a minute, took a few tries, but it worked, and she looked great.
Yeah, I think she seemed like the one who was like had the eye for goal, was hunting down every opportunity, and just she was on it.
Yeah, I think she was in a position to capitalize. I think Trinity had more success dribbling in from the wing on that side of the pitch compared to Sophia, but that leaves her a nice cross there when that's open.
Trinity Rodman taken down very early in the game. First moments. If you were to take something to the curb, take out the trash, so to speak.
I think the refereeing is the main complaint tonight.
It seems easy to kind of bag on the officials, but something was not quite.
It wasn't good.
Just for the calling of the penalties, the working through the VAR
slow
was new to me.
Yeah, it's been faster up to this point in the tournament. Like, this isn't the first time we've seen VAR.
Yeah.
But it was real slow. There seemed to be like a whole conversation.
Yeah.
And then we go to the screen, and I'm like, can we?
What if we just did the second part where you have
just
that
go look at it.
conversation quickly of like, well, do I need to look at it?
Or at least on the way.
Yeah.
Start making your way over, maybe.
Yeah, all those rules that they have for the players to go off on the closest side. Just do that for VAR.
Well, the TV's in one place. So
I think we should have multiple screens, multiple.
Should just
viewing...
get to borrow someone's phone and the crowd be like, hey, you, give me
that.
Who's got the foldy one?
Give me
the
give
foldy.
me.
I want to try one of those. And then she just beep boop beep on the watch, and then VAR review.
That's FIFA. They have the money. They can.
That
or
money
not.
is spoken
or
for.
not. They
We
might
don't,
not. They're losing money on this tournament. Who can say?
Don't get me started. I haven't slept in so long. I don't have fighting FIFA energy right now.
Fine. We'll go for something happier. We'll end on a happy note. What's something that just gives you the nices?
Suits. I know it was supposed to be about the game, but the suits.
The one shining moment. The suits.
Yeah. They were really
looked
nice.
Good.
They look great.
Like they even from like the initial announcement onwards, like okay, that looks good. I'm interested. You have my attention, and then
They look good. I didn't like the shoes for the most part.
It's a personal decision for every player.
I don't think it is. I think it's a professional decision made by a stylist or your rep at Nike, but seriously,
But like Trinity Rodman wore some like Jordans that were like I don't know, they looked like Jordan 3s. I didn't
Yeah,
look at
but
it long
she's a
enough.
Nike
But,
athlete,
yeah, she's a
so
Nike
that's what I'm
athlete.
saying. You're gonna wear your company shoes.
Sure, but like I don't know, you could like pick cooler ones.
I agree, but I'm just saying they might not have gotten to pick which ones.
That's fair.
Or they might have been given like 4, and you get.
It's
Do
fair.
you want the shocks? How old did that make you feel?
I remember having Nike Shox.
I never
when
had them.
I was in middle school.
Middle school?
Yeah, I think
thought
I was
they
in
weren't
like
a thing until, like,
I was
high
in like
school.
7th grade, and I got a pair of like the
Ooh.
basketball ones with like the blue Shox in the back, and I loved those shoes.
That was like the first Nike ID I remember, where you could like make your own and like do your own colors. I had friends that had them. I never got a pair. Nikes didn't really fit my feet at that point though, so like I never wore Nikes.
They have a weird shape.
Yeah.
Not to say that there's anything wrong with Nike products. We love and support Nike, and if they wanted to just throw some stuff our way, that'd be fine.
You know, I've heard those new kits are cool.
Yeah, I could say that they're pretty neat. You should have one of these.
I should get one. I don't know I still don't know who to get. I'm so indecisive.
You're one game into the World Cup and you don't know who you want in your jersey?
No, I don't. I just everyone. I can't have all of them.
That'd be a very long printing on the back.
I know, and the numbers would be weird.
I'd be into it. I would at least like look at a mock-up of that.
Of all the names on the back, like a tour list of the cities you're going to.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Orlando has a Marta shirt that has like all the host cities of the World Cup she's been to. That's cool.
That's really sweet.
Yeah, I almost ordered it, but then I was like, you gotta stop ordering stuff. It's a long tournament. It's a marathon. Wait, what was your shining moment? Did you have one?
I think for me it's Rose Lavelle. I was just so happy to see her come on and make a difference.
Were you really that worried about Rose?
I was. We've had.
Are you
players-
teary?
No, I'm not teary. I'm tired. I haven't slept.
Look, they go together.
But like there have been moments in the past where a player has been like not feeling great, and then we just don't see them for a while. Sam Mewis, for one.
I miss you, Sam.
So yeah, it was just really nice to see that she was okay, and that she hasn't like lost a step. She's still
she looks
Rose.
great. She's just dribbling through people. She got magic feet.
She really do.
It's fun to watch. Joy.
Joy.
Yeah.
Shall we have a look about the grounds of the Women's World Cup? A turn about the room?
I don't know what you're saying, but yes. Sure. What day is it? What's next?
Well, if today was your foist entry into the World Cup, we have a little something to catch you up on what you may have missed.
Penalties are bringing the main character energy. Every game so far has had a penalty shot called, but only 2 of the 5 have been converted to a goal. Potential future U.S. women's national team opponent Spain is still very scary. They won over Costa Rica 3-0, and believe it or not, they underperformed. Aside from Spain, the favorites have stumbled so far. New Zealand beat the Group A favorite Norway 1-0 for their first ever group stage win. Olympic gold medalists tied Nigeria 0-0, and skipper Christine Sinclair had her penalty stopped by Nigeria keeper Chiamaka Nnadozie.
I'm just gonna pet Bo.
I'm just gonna pet a little baby. Mm-hmm. Joining us today is a very special guest. You may know him as the co-host of the Diaspora United podcast, but he is also the tallest man in women's soccer. It's André Carlisle.
Andre!
It is so wonderful to have you along for the ride once more, a returning guest to the morning after. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Let's get just a quick little temperature check. How are you feeling about the U.S. women's national team on their historic third run to a World Cup title? I think that's the full paragraph you have to say every time you speak of the games.
That is their full, everybody's been doing like team nicknames. That's their nickname, except it's not a nickname. It's like extra 30 words. And, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, I think it was good. I thought there were plenty of surprises with the lineup. I thought that was interesting, but in terms of performance, Sophia Smith, we kind of knew. We kind of tried to warn the rest of the world that this was happening, and so did Nike with an amazing commercial.
Did they ever?
But yeah, I think people saw now that yes, this is a true real thing, and not just because it's against Vietnam, which unfortunately this was a rough assignment for them. Although again,
could do worse against the U.S.
Correct. It has gone very poorly for other countries in that position before, but did a goalkeeper. Their goalkeeper was amazing. So yeah, that's another thing that right off top, she was awesome.
Just flowers for days. It was 28 shots for the U.S. and I think 10 or so on net, including a penalty that maybe wasn't Alex Morgan's best, but you still got to stop it to keep it out of the net.
Yeah, I think that's the to me that's the one of the takeaways from the game is just the goalkeeper, because I think the US's expected goal count was high, much higher than the 3 goals that they scored. And so then you have to give credit to the goalkeeper, and we saw flying out, grabbing, being first to crosses, she kind of had a fun maneuver a couple times where you punch the ball in the air and then catch it, which I was that is impressive. But I like that. And the penalty save was awesome. Some of the other saves were good too. Just happened to get couple shots from Sophia and then kind of a wide open net situation for Haran, and that's what it takes to beat you. Okay.
Who served up that amazing pass?
That would be Sophia Smith again. Which, by the way, that to me was maybe even more than her goals. Perhaps maybe the first goal was in the same caliber, but to me, the way she just flew into the box, claimed the ball, and was no, this is mine, and then immediately had it under control, and then made a perfect pass. I was just yeah. That's what Sophia Smith can do. That's why we have been shouting about her for years now.
Yeah, and for all the chatter, the scuttlebutt that you see, there was oh, she's streaky, she can't do it on the big stage. Shut up. That's all I have to say to that.
It's also funny because I don't know who is saying that, but she's 22 and this is her first major tournament. So, right. Okay. So I don't even know how you would have
I don't know
evidence to the contrary, but all right, I guess.
I'm sorry, she
Sure.
didn't score in every game for the Thorns.
Yeah, I know, she pretty much has. She's been very close. So like, okay, there's no throughout the course of the tournament. It's going to be very, very fun to see how she grows, what she does, some of the outrageous things that she can do, and the reaction to them is going to be very fun.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, you touched on the starting 11 for a moment there. The first time we see a starting 11 play together, is that something you want to see in the first game of the World Cup?
I would say no, but this kind of goes back to my whole thing. And I think if people have like followed me for a while, my thing has been not that we don't have the talent to win. We clearly do. We have some of the most outrageous attacking talent, direct attacking talent than I think we've ever had. And we're missing some major pieces in Swanson and Macario as well. So like there's a lot of depth there. There's a lot of fun to be had on the pitch. The whole problem I've had is just like talent evaluation, how you bring players in. Do you bring players in, even bringing them in the first place, giving players their first cap at a send-off game and then starting them in their very first World Cup match in a brand new 11? Suddenly Julie Ertz is a center back again. Okay. Like all of these things are just like, I'm glad like whatever has been happening in camp, it's like, cool, I guess you're finding solutions. But the Olympics was played in 2021.
Yeah.
Where did I know Julie Ertz like kind of just came back, but also
right.
like Savannah DeMello's been great.
Yeah, it does make you ask like, what was this necessary? Do we need this much experimentation?
I mean, on one hand, it's hard for me because I'm glad it's happening. It's just
Sure.
that I almost feel like the players in a bad position. Like they pretty much have to perform. Like he puts the 11 together and you have to perform, even though it would be great if they could have had some experience together, gotten some things that you want to have leading into a World Cup. And it's just like, we don't have that. We're just kind of the cliche of building the plane while it's flying. And I just feel like we didn't have to do that in many cases, but here we are.
Well, it is a historic run to a third straight World Cup. You can't just do the same thing you've always done and just craft a good team. You gotta mix it up a little bit. You gotta shake the test tubes.
I mean, I suppose. I don't know. I mean, I also think that there was in a way, it kind of gives me hope that throughout the tournament we'll figure it out. But I still think there are some big moves that I think might take a little bit longer to happen. And there's this at some point in a knockout tournament, you run out of the opportunity to like put it together. So in the group stages, obviously won't be there yet. Got 3 points. We'll see what happens against Netherlands next week. And then of course the Portugal game is going to be interesting too. So like that's kind of your time to really like figure things out, have things figured out, because heading into knockouts, if you're still experimenting, that can go very, very wrong very, very quickly.
And just like going into that Netherlands game on Wednesday, do you feel that the plane that we're building, does it have wings yet?
If one of the wings is Sophia Smith, sure. Yes, I think we're good there. But I mean, in terms of like, stability and is this the back line we're going to see against Netherlands?
Who can say?
You're right. Is Julie Ertz now the center back partner for Naomi Girma, or will we see Alana Cook? What are and then this is the other interesting thing when Vlatko makes moves like this. It's like, it's usually because he is meticulous. Like I do talk a lot of mess about him, and it's really like I understand that he has a deep level of coaching and tries to find ways to exploit matchups. He tries to find personnel ways to like fit together. I get it. Like he is looking at things in an in-depth way. So I don't ever want to come across as like I'm just like he can't coach, because I think he can. Can he coach a national team? I've got my question.
I fully accept that I am an armchair quarterback. I do not want his job. I do not want to make the decisions he makes.
Right.
But I still have thoughts.
Well, I mean, listen, I might take the job to make the decisions that he would make just to get Crystal done in midfield, but I'm going to leave that conversation to the side. But yeah, I mean, my question is now, when does Julie Ertz fit in as center back for the team? What specifically did he just want to get her minutes there, or is there something that she does in that role that he prefers over Alana Cook in certain games? That's the
I
question for
mean,
me.
she brings like the experience and that veterancy and that leadership of past experiences to the back line. I mean, there's a Becky Sauerbrunn sized hole there
Yeah.
that no one can really fill, but it doesn't seem fair to ask Alana Cook to do that.
I mean, no, but also is Alana Cook at this point in her career, given that she's been playing center back, given that
Hmm.
she is also very good, is she just like more natural fit in that position? But this is where I wonder if it's situational, right?
Hmm.
I'm wondering if it's more so that you knew that you weren't going to deal with a lot of possession, and you were basically going to deal with counters from Vietnam. They were going to sit back,
Yeah.
and so you weren't really going to be dealing with a lot of intricate play. Even though I think the times that Germa and Ertz had to move together, they did very well.
Hmm.
So that was great to see. But I'm wondering if it was more like we're going to get Andy Sullivan at the 6 because her passing is important. We're going to dominate possession, so we keep her moving around. She's got the cerebral mind to to sit back deep and play passes. And we'll probably have a lot of corners and set pieces because they're probably going to be physical. They're probably going to block a lot of shots. Let's get the bullet, formerly known as Julie Ertz, in there whenever there's any sort of corner, she just sacrifices every fiber of her being and just flies in. Maybe
Phew.
that's what you want. So maybe that was thinking. And if that's the thinking, cool, I get it. But again, we won't really know until the Netherlands lineup drops.
Yeah, we won't know, and that will be the big mystery over the weekend. Looking ahead, perhaps to knockouts, there is the possibility of meeting Spain once again in the
Yeah.
round of 16. Spain, who also had a 3-0 win, that was an underwhelming win, perhaps of lots of shots but not lots of goals, and a missed penalty. So
Yeah.
we're getting
There
some
you go.
parallels here.
We got a few. Got a few. 46 shots from Spain. We are not used to seeing that. That is outrageous. And I don't know if this is going to be a new thing for them. Are they just now like, because watching Spain teams it's a little cliche, but it's also like there's truth to this. They
Mhm.
pass the ball around 1,000 times, and eventually somebody may just shoot. And then they're going to get the ball again, and they're going to pass around another 1,000 times, and then maybe they'll shoot. So you're looking at like 67% possession and like 12 shots. And that's a lot. But this time they had 46. So I'm like, is this something they're going to do throughout the tournament? Because that could be fun. For them, they probably want to convert a little bit better
Yeah.
because that wasn't 46 shots, and that's not great in terms of the total XG that they were able to manage from that many shots. But I also think on the defensive end of it, they only gave up one shot. Spain did 0 on target. The U.S. gave up 0 shots, 0, none on target, none, 0 shots, and that's good. That makes me feel pretty good because we do know Vietnam can counter. They were what 2-1 playing Germany in one of these warm-up matches before the World Cup.
Hmm.
And I watched that match, and they legit could have scored to make it 1-1. They could have scored to make it 1-2. They could have scored to make it 2-2. So they had plenty of opportunities, but I think 2-1 was a kind of one of those things that was a bit of a warning flag to the U.S. Like, this team will counter and can put the ball in the back of the net from time to time. So to make sure that they had 0 shots was kind of cool.
Yeah, it does seem like they took the threat seriously
Yeah.
from that Germany game.
Which is funny because Vietnam was the last team or Spain was the last team to play Vietnam before the World Cup kicked off, and they beat them
Oof.
9-0. So
That was
it's
a
like you
much
kind of
different
had two
game.
very weird performances from Vietnam, and it was like, which one are you gonna get?
Yeah, who's it gonna be?
Yeah.
We gonna get the Barbie, or we gonna get Oppenheimer? It's gonna we'll see.
Which one did we get? What performance was this? 0 shots? Would that be Oppenheimer?
I think Oppenheimer is just one big shot.
Probably fair.
Goodness gracious. Is there anything from the match, a little bit of trash you'd like to take out until the next game?
Ooh, should I trying to figure out a nice way to say this? Because trash is rough. Trash is a rough thing to call a person, but the referee.
Yeah, we also took the referee to the trash when we were talking before. Is
Can we
what
not?
was
That was
what were the
bad.
rules tonight?
I wish I knew, and I wish they could have printed them out and given them to both teams because it felt like they didn't know either. This was a very, very strangely refereed match. Even the VAR reviews were just super long, and it was just
Even
like,
in the NWSL, we have faster reviews.
yeah, it's just like I'm and again, I think bringing up the NWSL is important here. Like we are used to a perhaps in some cases, some referees are good, and I know it's a hard job. So caveat all
Yeah.
that stuff up front, but it is like there is a level of refereeing in the NWSL that isn't always top notch, right? We know this. There are some challenges that just go are allowed to go, and they should not. There are some decisions that happen that are very confusing. There's inconsistent application of rules you see a lot, and it was like that. We're used to that. So when
Yeah.
we're sitting here watching a World Cup game and going, what the hell is going on?
Wait a minute, wait.
Yeah, it's like our tolerance for poor refereeing is fairly high.
It's like it should be better than this, right? This is
It
like best
it
of the
should.
best.
You would
This
think,
is
but yeah,
the World Cup for the referees too. Like
it was not good, and I don't know why. I don't know what was going on, but I am glad that everybody like seemingly came out of that match okay and
yes.
fit. I was very worried about Trinity Rodman early
Goodness
because
gracious, right off the bat too.
yeah, that covering the Washington Spirit, that is the one thing that is back injuries. That is the one thing that has really, really been a consistent problem for her.
Yeah.
She's done pretty well with it this season and I guess the latter part of last season too. But when she goes down like that, I
Yeah, it's
always
just a
wince
ooh.
because it's like that's not direct shots to her back are bad. So I did not like to see that, but she got up,
She got up.
played a lot of minutes too. I think she was subbed
She did,
quite
yeah.
late, so that
She
was good.
able to slug it out for the rest of the way. I
Yeah.
mean, I guess shout out to Don Scott. Like
Never leave Don Scott. This is also me as a spirit somebody who would like to continue to watch Trinity Rodman play. As long as Don Scott is there, please do not leave her side.
if we'll end it on a lighter note. What was your one shining moment of the match?
I mean, do you even have to ask?
I don't, but for the it's an audio and visual medium, so I think we
Fair,
have to tell the
fair,
people.
fair. It is Sophia Smith. And I would say her one moment is going to be her first goal because I think it was
hmm
classic Sophia Smith. I mean, I do think, like I said earlier, that going like her crashing in to get that assist, just stealing the ball and picking out a player, like that's awesome. But just, I mean, that was a left-footed shot between the keeper's legs. I mean, that's what she does. It's why
Yeah.
she's so good. She just is so natural and automatic from those positions. And that's not supposed to be an automatic goal in that position. But she does these things consistently. And it was great to see. I know she said after the game she had some nerves. Did not look like it.
Couldn't tell.
I did not see nerves, but thank you for making yourself feel human. Makes us feel a little bit better, maybe a little more
For
human.
us mere mortals.
Exactly.
Thank
Sophia
you.
Smith is one of us. That's good to know. But yeah, I that goal was great and how early it happened, so it wasn't like a narrative building of when will she get her first goal? You know, everybody says she's great. What's
Like
the
now she
yeah?
gets
It's
it.
like
She'll get her.
it's done.
She'll take care of you and get her second goal too, just to kind of
Right.
swat that out of the
And then she'll
way.
get an assist and
Yeah.
everything will be fine. There you go. So it's just like, yes, that's what I wanted to see, particularly from her, and she delivered.
Amazing. Now you I believe are headed to the across the globe down under.
I sure
When
am.
do you leave?
I go to New Zealand on what are days?
Yeah, no.
Early. I'm generally looking at my calendar app. Yeah, early Thursday morning, I start my trek. I have a
Oof.
connecting flight from DC to Charlotte, Charlotte to LA, and then later on that day, LA to Auckland, then Auckland to Wellington. So
Ooh.
it's gonna be
You
a fun one.
gotta you've got a journey ahead of you.
Sure do.
And
Got plenty of hours on planes, and flying is not my favorite thing, but I'm so
you're gonna
like,
have a whole lot of experience after.
listen, I've gone, my thing is I will deal with it if the destination is great. And the
Yep.
destination will be amazing. Like I've been to some cool places, and I will absolutely tolerate the plane ride to get off of the plane and be like, I am here and I want to be here. That is what I'm looking forward to. The travel aspect of it will be annoying, but as soon as I step off the plane in Wellington, I'm gonna be like, this is perfect. It was all worth it. And then I'll get to go to matches, and that'll be even better.
For the final destination of the historic third win in a row for the United States. It'd be worth it.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't want to put a ton of pressure on, but going for 3 World Cups in a row is outrageous. And I just feel
Yeah,
like people
insanity.
haven't like framed that yet. Like in the mainstream narrative of this thing, I don't know why that hasn't been a thing, because one, nobody's done it, men or women. So like it's cool that we have an opportunity to do it, but it's also cool that like the players who have an opportunity to do it. Like if it's
Mhm.
done, if they're actually able to achieve this, Sophia Smith will be a big part of it. You know, Trinity Rodman will be a big part of it. Lynn Williams, even Alyssa Thompson will be a big part of it. But then you still have veteran players who are around, like Crystal Dunn, who will be a part of it. You have like
The sharing
blanking.
across generations of
Andy Sullivan, who has been like, she's not a young player, but she wasn't in the fold during the buildup.
not
But then you
young
have
but new.
players like right. Then you have players like Megan Rapinoe, who has been there, and she'll be there for all three, and that would just be amazing. So like, yeah, I'm excited, and I want it to happen, but I'm also like one game at a time. I'm like a I'm
just
like a, I'm
just
like a
like the
player.
team.
Just I'm taking it one game at a time. On to
We're
Cincinnati.
Yep, we're all just taking it one day at a time. We're putting in
Yeah,
90
there you
minutes of
go.
work, and
Absolutely.
what'll be.
Yeah, exactly. It is what we're gonna give 110%, and
Yeah.
that's how we're gonna do it.
Pucks in deep.
There you go. All throw them all out.
Well, safe travels to you on your journey, and
Thank you
we
so
look
much.
forward to seeing you in Australia, which is a
Absolutely.
sentence that I knew was gonna be fun to say.
It'll be amazing. We'll have so much fun. And it'll be just weird to be like, hey,
Hey.
I've seen you on another continent. That's just wild.
We live in the same country, but we're seeing each other now over here.
Yes, it's crazy. I'm still in disbelief of how all that happened. So again, I just keep saying it like, thank y'all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The thanks and gratitude to the amazing WOSO community for
Yes.
making this happen, because it does not happen without you.
No, it sure doesn't. We tried.
We did.
We tried very hard to do it without you. We didn't
Couldn't
even
be
mean to
done.
do it with you, but we have some very generous people who pay attention and follow our things and find value in it, and that means the world. And we tried many ways, and it almost means a lot more that it came from the community, which means
Absolutely.
a lot. So
Don't want to let you down, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you go record another 6 or 7 podcasts before you get to bed tonight.
just a light few podcasts before bed, and then up to maybe 3 a.m., which maybe a tiny nap, and then back to it.
England, Haiti,
Sickos.
game on.
Yeah, here for it. That's gonna be fun.
Oh, good times, good times. Take down the favorites, Haiti. Just do it.
What I really want from that game is for Haiti to do something, and I'm fairly sure they will. So this is not a high bar for me, but I want to see Haiti do something, at least one thing that scares the hell out of England.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think they will, because they did a couple things in the CONCACAF W Championship that scared the hell out of me
Sure
watching
did.
the U.S. Women's National Team. Now, in the end, the scoreline looks like it was comfortable. It was not.
It was not a
It was
comfortable
not.
game. If
No.
memory serves correctly, that was
Yeah.
an uncomfortable game.
Yes, and I'm hoping for a similar thing against England. And hey, listen, if Haiti jumps out to a 1-0 lead kind of early, I'm here for that. I'm
I'll
here
take
for
it.
that, and Dumornay can absolutely make that happen. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Thank you so much, Andre, for joining us, and we'll see you for the next game.
Indeed. Thank you.
Indeed. Hooray!
We did it.